Hey everyone who is here. I am just getting a little bit more set up. So I will finish all this setup stuff and then we're going to get going in a sec here. Double check everything. Okay. So that's good. I'm going to put a little tweet. Just so everybody know that we are going live here. So just one sec. Should be live on Twitter actually, but also I want to share the direct link going live to build some DevDeli screens. Prisma. Join here. Okay. So that's good. So welcome everyone who is here. We're gonna build out some stuff. JS today. That's the plan. So for those who aren't kind of aware yet, I've got a course coming out that's I don't have a release date just yet, but it's going to be coming in the not too distant future. And it's going to be focused on Prisma. Specifically Production-Ready Prisma. So here's the site. It's at howtoprisma.com/Production-Ready Prisma. And the idea with the course is it's like the kind of the hard parts of Prisma that you'll inevitably run into when you start going to production. So things like how to handle lots of connections to your database if you are, working with serverless, especially. There's this connection limit issue that you often hit. Stuff like migrations that might fail and that you might need to roll back and stuff like that. So the site here goes into some specifics on what we'll be learning in the course. So you can head over here to check it out if you haven't done so already. Here's some of the stuff that we'll be doing. Transactions being a big one, especially kind of like longer running transactions, interactive transactions. Deploying to serverless, performance issues, stuff like that. So check this out if you are interested. You can sign up for the mailing list and get some notifications about new stuff that is on the way. Today, I also just pushed out this new little thing, which is called Prisma GPT. And Prisma GPT is kind of what it sounds like. It's this thing that goes around. It's a wrapper, say around Chat GPT, which helps you to ask questions about your schema. So I'll demo it just really quick here. So I'm just going to get myself a schema here. So if I go to schema.prisma, and I'll just copy all of this. This is just like a little demo that I've got going. Let's check this out now. I can add this to Prisma GPT as my schema. So it gets uploaded there. And then I can say something like, show me all posts and the, what else do I have? The user that created it. So just like natural language, just straight up English that you can type into here. You can click generate and you'll be able to get some results. You get results as a Prisma client query and then also as a raw SQL query. So it gives you an idea of like what the Prisma version looks like and then what just raw SQL would look like. So hopefully helpful if you are, needing to construct a query and you're not quite sure how to do it. I mean, Prisma docs are obviously great and you get lots of pointers that way, but this hopefully is a helpful tool if you want to go deeper. So I'm just looking at the chat. Hello all. Thanks for stopping in, saying hi. All right, so where are we going to go to now? Let's do this. Pull up Figma. And in Figma, I have got some designs for the teaching app that we're going to be using in the course. It's called DevDeli. And it is this kind of clone of a DoorDash or UberEats. So a food delivery app. Why this one? Why a food delivery app? It was suggested on Twitter when I did a poll or asked the question recently on Twitter, and somebody suggested this. And just earlier this year, I spent a month out of town. I was in Florida for a month, and so we did a lot of like DoorDash and UberEats just because we weren't always cooking where we were, and so it kind of struck a chord. I said, yeah, let's put together something that is like a food delivery thing. So I called it DevDeli, for focusing on the developer, the hungry developer. I got this logo from Mid-Journey. So I just described what I wanted. I said, give me a logo for like a food delivery service app. Make it a taco on a vehicle or something. That I think that's what I said. This is what it gave me. So really, really neat logo. Don't know if we'll use this in the final version, but this is what it gave me. So use it for now. These screens here are what we've got. So we got the main page. This is like the the marketing page that you would see if you're not logged in, or if you're just coming to the thing for the first time. And then if you want to go find food, you've got some further screens here showing you results. Over here would be like the restaurant profile page. Gives you the items that you can go and add to your cart. And then you can select into an item to choose your options, etc. What else we got? Individual ordering page. So this is part of like the restaurant profile, but it gives you the cart, the checkout here. So your cart with your items. And then finally, we've got this order details page. So lots of screens. This is not a tiny app, that's for sure. It's not a small one. We're going to be building all of this out. We're going to be laying all of it out into a Next.js application. We will start from scratch. I don't have a repo or anything open just yet for it. So this is totally from scratch. And I think today we're going to focus on this one. This is the homepage. This will be a good spot to start, just to get our layouts in place. So really, this is like not going to be a ton of Prisma specific stuff that we're looking at today. It's just getting the groundwork together for the application. So with that in mind, I'm going to pull up the Next.js docs, because this is where we will be working. We are going to be using Next.js for this. I've thought about putting together like an alternate version of the app as well, maybe in Remix, maybe in Redwood, something like that. I'm going to wait to see. I'm going to start with Next.js. I mean, this is like kind of the most popular of the frameworks, I think, right? So, I mean, Remix is obviously catching up and doing well. Redwood is great. I use Redwood. We use Redwood at my agency all the time. I use it for course lift. Huge Redwood fan. I think Next.js is maybe the one that's like most though used across the audience that will be receiving the course. So that's kind of the decision there for why to use Next. So let's get going. I'm just going to check the comments. So Soccer Nevin says, this is the coolest thing ever because this is an idea I was going to go with planned months ago. That's awesome. Hooked up with IoT things, GraphQL. That's cool. Glad to have the overlap. Okay. Okay, cool. So the idea here is we want to get basically a Next.js application going. We're going to work on the homepage today. We're just going to lay all of this out. Going to use Tailwinds. Going to use, I guess we're going to make this a page. We've got, in Next.js 13, we've got the app directory. But this is going to be just like a regular old Next.js page, I believe. In any case, I start here. I mean, I use Next.js decently enough, but I still just come to the docs every time we want to start up a Next app. This is usually what I go for first: npx create next app at latest, and -- TypeScript to get us all in that TypeScript goodness. So let's find the terminal here. And then we're going to bring this over. I hope that this is visible enough. Let's do a big next app at latest. And then it allows me to do the name after, I believe. And I think it gives me options now. If I'm not mistaken, I think it gives us options for like actually CDS. I was dealing with Python earlier. What is your app names? DevDeli. Would you like to use ESLint? I would, yep. Tailwind, yes. So there's that Tailwind option. Would you like to use the source directory of this project? Sure. Experimental app directory. What does that say over there? to see it. Yes, no. I do want to use it, but import alias. Okay, so it's doing its thing. We're getting an install going. And just gonna double check everything is good here. Okay, we're still good. All right, success. DevDeli created. Let's cd into DevDeli. And let's open it up in VS Code. And I'm just referencing over here onto the on the left side, just to make sure that this is like visible enough. Hopefully everybody can see this. But if there is anyone out there that can't really see the screen or the code too well, just let me know. I'll help it out here. Okay, fresh Next.js application. That's cool. I got the API route. So source app. So this is our app route. So I guess because I think what you can do is you can still use pages if you want to with app. Anyway, let's run this and we're gonna see what we get here. So I believe it's just npm run dev. You can just do that. Next dev. We get an error. What do we got? Chapter requires Node 16. Oh, yep, I'm defaulted to a version of Node that is lower. I think I'm on 14 by default. Yeah, I've got to up that anyway, but 14 is used in a bunch of client work that I'm doing, so I stick there most of the time. But NVM use 16. I've got NVM Node Version Manager installed, and then I can do npm run dev. Or nothing. Yeah, the pages to app. Yeah, I think you can use both though, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna check that out in a sec, but right after we run this, I will tell. I've done a little bit with the app directory, and it's like fine, but there's some stuff in there that's not quite ready, is what I kind of found. All right, get started by editing page TSX. So here's a quick experiment. Actually, I'm just gonna try. So I'm at the root. If I add pages and then I add hello.tsx, and then where's that first page? So API page.tsx. I have to bump out here. This is a little bit too big for me to see. I assume this is like the very start. Get started by editing. Yeah, we do see that thing. Okay, so if I were to grab this and just go into pages hello.tsx, and I were to paste that, question is, am I able to go here to hello and get anything? Okay, interesting. We get the content, but like the rest of it's not there. Okay, in any case, I think what I'll do is let's just start in this app directory. I don't know if it's going to matter to move into like the pages directory if we're in app. I mean, I want to use the app directory because that's like the future and everything like that. But I was thinking like for the main page, it could be, the main page of the site could just be in the pages directory, but whatever. We'll remove that for now. All right, so we're going to be editing this. Here's my homepage. So what I like to do usually is I kind of just strip it from its content, like after I install. So I'm going to get rid of all this. Do like hello. We go back. Hello. Okay, so hello is there. This is all Tailwind, so it looks like styles are just coming from Tailwind. So that's fine. So what do? Let's check out our screens here. What I like to do is componentize everything, even if it's not super reused, right? Like if it's just a couple things here and there, or maybe if it's just reused once or twice even, I like to put things into a component, just the way I kind of like to work. So I think what we can do is start maybe right at the top, start with this nav, and we'll work our way down. All right, so do we have components? We have a... We don't have it doesn't come with a dedicated components directory, and I can't remember if we're supposed to do it in any particular way. Let me do a little search here. Next.js components directory. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and create one, but I can't remember if there's like a recommended structure or something like that. I mean, what we can do is just go into the root, new folder, components. Maybe this goes under, I go into here, src, components. And let's try this. So nav.tsx. Export default function pop nav. Return. We'll return a nav. And there's Copilot helping me out. Oops. Copilot has been interesting to work with. I have been liking it for the most part, but if I'm writing some, pretty gnarly TypeScript that needs to do a bunch of array transformations and stuff like that, then it's a little bit like, I wouldn't say it gets in my way. It's just that I have to stop every now and then and try to reason about what it's doing, which can be a bit of an interruption to my flow. So it's, I don't know, hit or miss. Let's try this. Top nav can come into page. Top nav. I'll be able to get you from components. All right, so we've got something there. That's good. Let's get rid of all this. Okay, there's our nav. Cool. Okay, so what we'll do, let's see, for colors and stuff like that. So I had a designer put all this together, so it's like not my design work. I got a professional to do it, but it means I'm going to have to kind of reason about the Figma file and how to get it in various spots, but that's fine. We got these colors here, selection colors. So this color has this value. And I mean, the thing you can do with Tailwind is like you can give it, you can give it background and then you can give it a specific color value. Actually, this is going to go somewhere else, actually. So that will go here. Instead of background gray, I can give it this background. I can be specific about that color, and there is that color there. But I do want to put it into my config instead, Tailwind config. So I've got this theme, background image. I think for Tailwind, I always pull up the docs. Tailwind CSS. Tailwind UI there. Tailwind CSS is what I want. What am I looking for? I want to search for config, theme configuration. I think that's what we want. Yeah, screens, colors. That's what we want. So theme, you can do, okay, theme colors. And in here, in the config, you can set up, we can give it a name. So what name would we give it? Kind of look for like, it's like the main kind of thing here. So I don't know. I would call it sort of like main backgrounds. I don't know. That doesn't really work though too well. Main backgrounds. Let's call it like a dark. No. Dark purple. It's kind of a purpley thing. So let's use that for now. We can change it later. All right, dark purple. So we've got our color there, and I believe we'll do dark purple. Does that work? Looks like it's still good. I, though, don't like that kind of how that shakes out. Can I do this? Dark purple. And then, so yeah, we lost the color there. If we do dark purple, we get it back. Okay, cool. Sweet. So that's there. The beta docs are great for the app directory. Thank you. That's great. I'll pull those up actually. Awesome. Okay, so where were we? So in terms of like heights and stuff and like, layout for like the height of everything and the kind of other aspects of the content layout, I usually kind of fine tune it later. So we'll get things going in the app first. So we need a button. This is one of the first things that I will make in any new app is we'll have a button. So button.tsx, export default function button. And you know what, this is like one of those things that it's needed for basically every site that you are going to have. And it usually takes a ton of configuration options. So we could use like a library here, like a different, we could use a library to help ourselves out. What was that one that I was just looking at? Shad CDN or something like that. It's on Twitter. Shad CDN. Next. Yes. Next template. Yeah, it's like a whole big template thing. I don't know if I want that specifically. I don't want to start from like a huge template, but maybe we could just borrow some of the stuff. Here's what I'm looking at here. Is this the one? 310. Maybe this is not the one though. Maybe that's not the right one. This is the guy though. Repositories. UI. Is this the one? Beautifully designed components for Radix and Tailwind. Yeah, like this is it. It's nice, really nice UI stuff. Not sure totally that we need this though. Oh, thanks for the link there. It's ui.shadcdn. UI shad cdn. .com. Oh, it's a shad cn. I thought it was shad cdn for some reason. I'm saying shad cdn, but this is actually it. Yeah, really nice UI stuff. Really nice components. How do you get going with this? Let's see. Maybe it's worth exploring. Yeah, starting from a next template. Can you use it without though? Create next app. Yeah, if you have a project. PX. Oh, okay. You can just init it. Interesting. Manual installation. Okay. Maybe we use this. Maybe this would be good. Here's the button component variant outline. I mean, the thing though that I want to make sure of is like, can you just put in whatever Tailwind styles you want? Secondary. So again, your like variants and stuff like that, but I wonder. I mean, these are all kind of like these are a bit too like baked, I think, for the what I want to do. So, you know what we might do instead? Let's just use Tailwind UI. Maybe this is our move. Buttons. I think, yeah, just because we want to have something that's a bit lower level is the idea. And this might work well. We do want this rounded kind of feel. Why not build a button component from scratch? So what we could do is we could take, so this is kind of what I want to go for the navs. We can start there. So anyway, let's grab this. We'll grab these styles. Let's go into our button. So it's going to be return a button. Just grab this whole thing. Grab all of this. Okay, button text. I mean, we can set ourselves up with some props right away. Button props. And set that up as a type. Text. Go in props.text. Pass that in as a prop. Am I prettier working? It's working. Do I not have that on save? I don't have it enabled. There we go. Now we're better. All right, so button is there. Let's try to bring it in here. Button. And text should be log in. I believe that's the first button we've got in our set of screens. Login button doesn't look like it has any styles behind it. What's that about? Do we have a hover effect? No. What's the background? Background indigo. Maybe that's not configured or whatever. We do need though. Oh yeah, that's right. When you go, that's right. You only get use of the colors that you define here. So maybe what you gotta do is extend, maybe. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. Colors goes like there, right there, maybe. Yep. Now we have the rest for it. So yeah, if you're in your theme here and you define something like right here, colors, it's going to just override all of the colors that come with Tailwind, and then you don't have any of the base colors. But if you extend, then you get your extended colors. Speaking of, right now we need to actually include a new color. It's going to be this one. Let's give it a name. I'm going to call it Sunflower. And then we can get its color value, which is somewhere here. There you go. Sunflower is equal to this value. Oh. Then over here, we're going to do background sunflower. Do we get it? We did. Okay. What is the color for the text in here? I believe that's our dark purple, right? Let's check. 1610. Yep, that's it. So in the button, we do text, not text white, but text dark purple. And we're good. I guess the thing is, like, this dark purple name, I don't know if I like that, because it's like 2 words, kind of breaks convention. A Tailwind, maybe it's better to have 1 word. I don't know. What's a better word for this? Maroon, maybe? I don't know. Let's call it maroon. Maroon. Then button takes background. Where is it? Background. Text dark purple. That's why I can find it. Maroon. And then our top nav has maroon. Here we go. We haven't made it that far. We are still on the top nav. It is not even done. So thanks for sticking around if you're still here. Let's see. I guess we could do like the border. Is this border? That's interesting. It's like going to the edge. Like, I don't think we'd want that border all the way around. We do want the bottom border. What is the color of the border, by the way? Let's check that out. Is it this one? Believe so. That's what I'm going to do for now. Top nav, border, bottom, border bottom. Yeah, just border bottom. Border, and then we're going to have color. There it is. Okay. What's next? We need like this stuff, like the images. Let's see what we can do here. I'm not sure the best way, like what is the latest on like Next.js images? The image components, I know had some issues last time that I was trying to use it. Image optimization. Import image. Profile pic from assets. Is there like an assets directory? I suppose that's what I'm wondering about is, you know, where does this content, where is it supposed to live? I guess we can make ourselves an assets directory. Let's do that. Assets. I know that like the public directory, you're not really supposed to use too heavily. I think that's at least for Redwood I'm thinking about. I'm not sure about Next, but anyway. Assets. we'll just try this. So let's find our nifty logo here. Can I just download this? I suppose I can export it. Export as a PNG. Let's find it over here. Ooh, it's like real small. Oh, whatever. We can upsize it later. I've got another version of it. So let's just put this into the assets directory for now. No, what the heck? It's got all that background stuff. It's not really what we want. Let me just quickly see if I can find the original one. Whatever. I don't want to waste time on that right now. Let's just use this and try to use it anyway. Logo is going to go here. And so image, import image from next image as a source that is equal to up and out of and send into assets logo PNG. It's going to be an SVG eventually, hopefully. The interesting thing though is like it comes from Midjourney, which exports a JPEG. So you can do some work to, like in I think it's like this thing called Vectorizer or something like that. You can upload it and then hopefully get a vector of it. I tried that. It came out okay. It wasn't the best, so I don't know if it's going to work, but I don't know. Using relative images must start with leading slash absolute URL. Okay. Don't have that. The assets logo.png. Can't find it. Yeah, like this is supposed to be like a public URL, like publicly accessible from the application, right? So yeah, it kind of guess makes sense that it's not available. Why don't we put it in here? You're gonna go into public. It's 2 levels up. Yeah, public. We'll find a better path for this. I mean, this and it's still not working. Put a SRC into public. Logo.png. It looks like we're going to fall back on what I usually do, which is upload things to Cloudinary, which is fine because Cloudinary is where I like to, store the images that are for the applications that we use anyway. That way it's easy to ship around. So I'm just going to log in here and upload it, even though it's the crappy version. Looking for downloads. Logo. One moment and we'll get this into place. Okay, copy URL, then over to the app. I might need to put the Cloudinary URL on the allow list. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, on it. Yeah, res.cloudinary.com is not configured in next config, so we need to configure it. So next config is where we go, and I forget the syntax here. Hosts, remote pattern, images. Okay, so what do we do? It's images. Remote patterns, and then you get an array. Oops. And then it's what protocol? It's like such a verbose structure here. Protocol HTTPS. Host name is that port. I don't know if I need all this, but we'll just put it path name. Can you get away without that? Let's see. Crash. Value must be HTTP. Oh, I got the wrong thing there. Run dev. Woo! We got it. It is not high fidelity, but that's fine. We'll roll with it for now. All right. So stuff here is going like wide to the sides, you know, so I mean, it's justified between, but we do like according to the design, it does. There's a container around things here, so that's kind of what we maybe need next in the top nav. The container, doing the container is usually like you do one at the root of your app, and then you would have maybe some containers within. I think we'll do. Well, let's try doing container here. Max width is the whole container. Always go to the example that's here. Tailwind. Well, what happens if we just give it a container? Let's try that. We're still pushed out to the side. So, and then there's another thing. So container and then MX auto is what I'm looking for. MX auto. Still pushed out to the sides. Horizontal padding. X4. Container with padding. Interesting. So you can do that actually. I haven't tried that before. If we're in next config, or not next config, but Tailwind config, we can do a theme container. So theme container padding. I just want to see what this shakes out to do. 2rem? Yeah, 2rem is what the example gives. So container will give us. Still running here? Oh, I see. Right. And then if we were to do like MX auto, we'd get that. That's not what we want. That's on our nav, but what about on our page itself? Container. Yeah, it's not what we want. Not what we want. So it's worth a shot. But I'm thinking what we can do is, I mean, the page, we'd want a container there, right? The container. So that means that the nav is pushed all the way out. So maybe we don't want the container there at all. Maybe the container should always just be in each of the kind of sub sections. There. It's like I want the container to kind of be in here. Container MX auto. Like I want the rest of the. You need to move flex over to here. Flex. Justify between. More, yeah, it's more what we're going for. Let's leave it like that for now, anyway. And then I think we can revisit it. All right, I mean, we are 40 minutes in and we've not done a ton, but we're getting ourselves set up, so it's to be expected, I suppose. Why don't we work on the hero section next? So let's make a new component. I'm going to actually, before I do that, just check if there's any comments. Thank you, Soccer Nuffin, for your tips here. You can do the container theme default. Okay, spacing for the container. Theme. Okay, for theming it, right. Okay. Cool. I might look at that a little bit in more detail. This is the first cut, just first like really rough cut. Kind of the idea here, I think, is what we'll do. Like I'm going to do a bunch of these streams to build this app out, but it's not going to be like, you know, like I'll build pieces of it offline and get, much of the work done offline. But this is just to like explore stuff together during a stream when it's appropriate. And so anyway, we're not going to be like trudging through absolutely every detail of this on the stream, but some of these kind of top level concerns, I think it's good to do so. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to make a hero section. So hero.tsx export default hero, default function hero. In this big area, so usually what I do is like I start by returning a section. Interesting that I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Copilot put this in, and it's like knows I'm using it in other files. I always had this idea that Copilot was like it's specific to the file you're working in. So meaning like it has the context for the file you're working in, but not really necessarily across different files. But I guess it makes sense that it knows about other stuff. DevDeli, we can put that. And let's do height. Usually like I'll just put like a give it a bunch of height so I can start working with it. And so hero is next. There's the hero. So not sure if this is going to be the best way to do it, but I'm in the hero. Ourselves a section. Same that. Let's see. Let's do this. Lines up there. That's fine. What do we want? This background color, is it the same? It's kind of got like it's either the opacity is reduced or something. Like it's a bit of a different color. I wonder how that shows up. Does it show up as a different color? It is a different color, yeah. So for now, what we'll do is we'll just do background ourselves specific color. Okay, there it is. It's all just in there. So yeah, this is like the thing is that background color I actually wanted to apply to here. Like that. Okay, what next? Let's get this pattern in place. This is, so it's this big like circular shape. Check it out. Wow, I didn't realize it was that extensive. I'm always like surprised for some reason that like Figma shapes end up like, even though this is what you see, right? This is what you see in the design. In Figma, it's like the shape that makes that up is always crazy. It looks it's like way bigger than what you see in the design. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can export this. Export to an SVG maybe. Export shape. I'm gonna call this like call it twirls. This is going into Cloudinary. Upload. And then we're going to grab the URL for it. Copy the URL. Okay. So we got to make this kind of sit, relatively close to what we've got here. Let's see if we can see what we can do. So where are we? We kind of need to like apply it like as the background to all this. So what's the best way to do this? You can have an image. So let's import that first. Import image from next image. Tyler, where are you? There you go. So we are going to need something that's a bit different than this, but let's see. Do we get it? Check it out. It's not very big, but let's try this. Let's try. This is pixels, I believe, right? Or how are these? I think you can give it like different values. you give it like 100%? And then height. 100%. I always forget about this for the next image. Expecting a numeric value pixel for 100%. So I mean, I don't know. Do I give it just like huge numbers? 500 and 500. Yeah. It does show up quite a bit differently. Hey? Oh yeah, because we have the plate there. And obviously this is like overlapping, which we don't want it to do. So we'll have to work on that. But anyway, let's grab this image. This photo. I'm gonna export as a PNG. It's going into Cloudinary. Call it plate. Plate. Cool, got it. Copy URL. I'm doing this off screen, just over here in my other browser, so I don't clutter things up here. But I've got Cloudinary opened up over there. Image source. That's the source. Oh, there it is down there. So what can we do? Flex. Ooh, that doesn't look good. This is like the thing that I'm trying to do is width should be like a natural width if you set a certain height, right? Got me confused. Image sizing. Oh yeah, that's right. There's all these ways to size your images. Fill prop allows your image to be sized parent component. Styling. Cannot be used in the way it'll contribute to layer shifting. It must be sized in one of these ways automatically using a static import. What does that do? Explicitly by width and height, implicitly by using fill, which causes the image to expand to fill its parent element. Use fill. Fill. Parent element must assign position relative, position fixed, or position absolute style. All right, let's give it a parent name with like just relative. Well, everything is relative by default, I think. So so you do what? Object. Object. You do the deprecated use style. Oh, there's a new way to do this. Style. No, try that. Width. Height. Interesting. The style prop. I guess. I didn't know about that. So object, I've used that before. Object fed and object position, but this is telling me it's deprecated. Use the style prop instead. Okay. Left 0. Can you right 0? That's what it's supposed to be. Right 0. 0. Getting there. Width 1000. 750. I mean, what we kind of have to do. I mean, this is the screen as it would be at a certain breakpoint, but that's not going to be the case. You know, like we have to figure out the overlap of the images essentially. Like, I don't think it should really look like that. It shouldn't operate quite like that, you know? Well, we need some more height here anyway. Height. There we go. So that fills the whole area of that plate picture. So that's good. Actually, it's nice that the plate picture, I guess, is clipped. You know, just it's already cropped in the image itself to be like this, because that makes things easier in some respects. Dealing with this background though, how are we gonna do that? Let's try something similar to what we got here. Okay, so we'll do left 0. Oh yeah, we don't have. Div. Oh, I'm missing the opening div here. Freaking out. I'm not sure why. Is it still doing it? No, okay. Seems to be better now. All right, we're getting somewhere. Where's that arrow? Let's give it we needed an alt prop, I think. Okay. Twirls. Alt on this one will be. So, I mean, right there is kind of what we wanted to do always. So I got to look into that. I won't bore everybody with like the digging into the code. We've also lost our background here because we're absolutely positioned. And so we've lost our relative thing behind it. Maybe if we pull this down. Does for us. Yeah, it's because these are absolutely positioned below. Absolute positioning might not be the way to go. I gotta dig into to do this. We're almost out of time for the day. Anyway. All right, so let's see. Why don't we just put the name on it if we can? Oh. So why don't we just see if we can do like with an H1, H2 maybe. H1 is the H1. Eat code repeats. DevDeli is the name. That'll probably actually though. Let's do this. Let's do an H1 because the DevDeli title, this I think is just going to go up here into the top nav, which maybe we can even do now. Why don't we work on that? So image and then DevDeli. Okay. Name flex. Tag. We'll take a class name of myauto to center it. And then it's going to be, you know, I'm going to make the logo a bit bigger. You know what? It's because the bounds of the image are not quite working well. I got to get a better image. because I don't want the nav bar to grow too much bigger than that. But anyway, margin to the left of 2. I will do text. I will do text. So. Then just to cap it off, we got like 3 minutes left. So just to cap it off, let's do, let's see. Yeah, eat code repeat. We can do that here. So do an H1. It'll be the H1 for the site. Eat code repeat. We'll just do it straight across for now. Okay. Maybe if I did this class name, height, height, full. Did I? Yeah. You need to do height auto, height full, maybe is what we need there, and then height auto here. Now, I always struggle with these like height issues. Anyway, working right now. Eat code repeats. Let's do class name. Text. It's like 5XL, maybe even bigger. Six. Try 6. Now it's sitting beneath the twirls, so I guess we could try it up here. Now that whole, yeah, I gotta figure something else out for the images, but there it is anyway. Okay. Well, that's about it for now, I think, because we're coming up on time, but decent start. I'll just let me go through the comments right before wrapping up, and then that'll wrap us up. So yeah, Soccer Nothing, thank you so much for your tips there, and sending some code and some links. Very, very cool. Thank you. Skya, thank you so much. Says love your content, waiting patiently for the course. Really appreciate it. Thanks everybody who stuck around and checked it out. I'm gonna I'll get this pushed up. I think next time I'm gonna do a bit of work offline. And I think next time what we can do is, man, maybe I'll even do it on the live stream. Is we'll deploy it to Vercel and get the real thing working, at least this first page. And then yeah, it's onward. We're gonna be working on these pages. We're gonna lay all these out and then like actually get them working, get them for real, taking in and giving back data and stuff like that. That's where we're going to get to as we lead up to the actual course. The idea is like we're going to build all this stuff together, and then I'll put the course together around this as the teaching app. And I figure this is just a good way to give you some more kind of pointers as we go. I mean, not that I'm the Next.js expert, but we can learn it together. And that is the idea. So anyway, thanks for coming today, and I'll let everybody know about the next one. Cheers, everybody.